Hi everyone. Today I wanted to speak to you guys about the biblical roles of a husband and wife in today's world. Excuse me. I've had a bit of a cold, so I'm just getting over that and had a lot going on, so you'll have to bear with me, please. So I want to talk to you about the husband and wives biblical roles in today's world. There are some people that are misunderstood the purpose of their of the verses that they know about these things that happen in the Bible, like how we were talked to about how a wife should act and how a husband should act, and how is that relevant to today's world? Like, where does that put us today? Like, things are so different, and what should we take out of this today? So, excuse me, it wasn't meant to suppress women by saying these things in the Bible. That's not what God meant for us at all, as women or as men, not thinking this. No, it's just not supposed to happen. It was meant to empower people in general. So it was meant to show them how you need to be a helpmate and not just partners and not just be married. So, what is the biblical role of a wife? The first biblical role is respect. Biblically, the woman is supposed to hold her husband in high respect. So, what this means is that they're supposed to have a respect for their husband that they don't have for anybody else. There's nobody else in that high of a position in their life. So, biblically, the woman is supposed to be that way. And then in Ephesians 5:33 it states, "However, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband." So this to me tells me that I should always show my husband respect. I should uplift him and not tear him down, which sometimes I've failed at. If God wanted me to hold my husband in high respect, why am I still struggling at tearing him down? So as a woman, it's hard for us sometimes to balance work and school and our children and then the house and then our husband. But sometimes we forget that it's God first, then our husband and our marriage, and then our children. Because our children are not okay unless that marriage is on the right level. And we often forget that because in a world of me, 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 sometimes it has to be you. It has to be us. It can't always be me, me, me. So I thought that was kind of cool. And the second one is in Colossians 3:18 through 19, 18 through 19, the Bible says, "Wives, be subject to your husbands, as is fitting to the Lord." So there are so many different meanings to this verse. That this says that I should listen to him first and then go from there. So I should try and come up with an agreement with him rather than fighting or arguing with him. Just meet somewhere in the middle. It does not mean that he has any type of hold over me or anything. I'm not submitting to him to where I'm under him. I'm equal to him. Just as he submits his life to Christ and I submit my life to Christ, we're supposed to submit our lives to each other. So, Mike Tucker states in his article, "However, submission has nothing to do with blind obedience or women being inferior to men. It has more to do with the wife entrusting herself to her husband." So you trust your husband to take care of you. You trust your husband to make a good decision, right? Like, you married him because he makes good decisions. So that's that. And then the third one is helper. God tells us that as wives, we should help our husbands and not hurt them. Help him become a better father, a better husband, a better man by uplifting and showing him unconditional love. What is the biblical role of a husband? This is another big point. So the biblical role of a husband is 1, leadership. In 1 Corinthians 11:3, it says, "Christ is the head of every man, and the man is the head of the woman, and God is the head of Christ." This to me explains that my husband is supposed to guide me and help me to understand life better and to understand what being a wife is. And how I can help him and uplift him. He has to tell me because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not him. So I can't make that case for him. I can't tell you how he feels. Unconditional love is the second one. So in Mike Turner's article, What is the Husband and Wife's Role in a Biblical Marriage? He states in Ephesians 5:25, the Bible commands husbands to love their wives just as Christ loved the church and he gave himself up for her. A husband's love to his wife should not be based on her actions. He should respect, affirm, and love her at all times. This means that he should love me unconditionally without judging me, without holding my past against me. Because God knows that I've been through so many different things that I don't even want to begin to think about. But my husband doesn't care about that because Jesus didn't care about it. It didn't matter to Jesus where I'd been. What mattered is where I was going. So to me, that was huge to read that. Mutual respect is definitely part of the unconditional love. We should respect each other and our differences as a wife or a husband. So in conclusion, as a newlywed who's only been married for 2 years and 5 months and still counting, of course, I'm still growing and learning every day. And I've failed as a wife to support my husband and to be there for him when he needed me sometimes. I'm a human just as much as you are. And learning to do this, it has definitely been a struggle at times. I respect my husband and he respects me. He loves me unconditionally and I struggle on a daily basis to try not to bring him down and instead to bring him back up. Because sometimes I want to yell at him. I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes I just want to strangle him because that's how life is. Sometimes we have to choose to feel a different way. We have to choose love over hate. We have to choose love over arguments. We have to choose love over anything else. I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be my husband's wife. My husband's name is Dwayne, and he took in me and my 3 children. And not everybody would do that. He has raised my children as his own. He's raised my youngest since he was 2.5 months old. This is an amazing thing for a man to do. So I'm grateful to have had that opportunity. We are beyond blessed where we are. And this article by Mike Turner has been a huge help on learning where I stand and who I am as a wife. It's totally new identity for me. I've always been the single mom, and now I'm having to learn to let my husband help me. And I don't have to do everything on my own anymore. I'm not alone. I don't just have God in my side anymore. I don't just have Jesus behind me. I have a husband who loves me as well as my children who loves me too. I'm thankful for this opportunity to take this class and to be able to learn to speak better in public. Even if it is by video on YouTube because it works great. I'm just really thankful for this opportunity and I appreciate everything you guys have done. And I hope you guys have enjoyed these speeches that I've given. And for now, I will see you next class. Have a wonderful week.